Hi guys, Molos here. Today's review is of the MTN 4G phone that's going for 599 kwacha. The phone is the Dandy and it's made by Mobicel. So this is what comes in the box. Got your hands-free kit, which is basically the headphones. You've got a charger. It's a 5-volt, 1 amp charger. Comes with the micro USB. Also comes with a pouch. And this is the phone that you get. 5.45 inches. So it's not the biggest phone out there, and it's not the smallest, so it's just about a reasonable size. Let me just start the phone up. So you can see it's running on Android Go edition. It's actually Android 9, the Go edition. So I think it's designed for phones with modest specs, if I may say. Inside the phone, you've got 2 SIM slots. It's a double SIM phone. You've got 2 SIM slots, and then there's a micro SD card slot over there. It's got a single camera lens with a single flash, and the battery is 2500 milliamp hours. So it's not the biggest battery either, but it's 2500 milliamp hours. And this phone seems to be either made or assembled in South Africa. As you can see, it's mobicel.co.za. And the model is called the Dandy. All right, so now let me also show you some of the internals of the phone. Okay, so the phone is running Android version 9, which is a fairly recent version of Android. So you are more or less using a recent version of Android on this, which is a plus. On storage, you've got 8 gigabytes memory with 1 gigabyte RAM. So it's very easy to use up all the memory fast, so I recommend you get a memory card. It has a provision for a micro SD card. On apps, I've been able to install and use the social media apps like WhatsApp, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They all work okay. The browsers work okay. You're able to open up just about any website. YouTube works fine. All the banking apps work okay. There's WebMoney, Stanbic, StanChart, FNB, Payoneer. They all work okay. So all in all, this is able to handle all the apps. The only app I failed to install was the Huawei router app. I don't know whether it's because of the Huawei ban or what, but that's the only app I failed to install on this phone. The phone is a double SIM phone. If you're expecting 4G connectivity on both SIMs, you won't get that. It looks like 4G is only enabled on SIM 1. That's where I've put in my MTN SIM. On the Airtel SIM, you'll see that it's only got 2G connectivity. So that's something that I didn't expect. It's not really good because I can only use MTN internet on this phone, because the Celtel is put on edge with a 2G internet connection, which is extremely slow, while the MTN is at 4G, which is okay. Okay, so now I'm going to start a speed test to see if it truly does have 4G on this. The time of day, it's 14:28 on Friday, 14th February. So as you can see, I've got 20.27 megabits per second download speed, which is really good, considering some people have been complaining about MTN being the kilobits per second in some areas. The upload speed is okay. The upload speed is at 11.89 megabits per second, which is also good. So it does handle 4G speeds like it says. And I have used this as a hotspot for connecting other devices. It does work okay, although there's some times that it actually does heat up. The phone heats up a bit when it's hotspotting. The phone actually does heat up a bit when it's doing some intensive tasks. All in all, this is a rather good phone for the price. That's 599 kwacha. That's how much it's costing. You get a 4G phone with a decent screen. You get to use practically all the apps. It's a smartphone. You can use all the apps that you want. It does allow some multitasking to some level. Not the best multitasking because the memory size is a bit small, but it does allow you to use 2 apps simultaneously, one running in the background. The camera is terrible, so I don't recommend the camera. If you want to use this for your social media, your Instagram, Snapchat, or anything, this is not the best camera for that. It's a terrible camera. The battery is 2500 milliamp hours, and it can last a day of moderate use. Anything higher than that, you have to charge the phone midday. So it's not the best battery out there. So anyway, my overall view of this, if you don't want to spend too much on a phone, I do recommend you get this at $599. You have all the functionality that any higher end smartphone will have. Just remember that it's got a low memory and smaller battery. So if you and a terrible camera. So if you do have the money, I recommend you get something higher priced with better specs. But if you don't want to spend too much on the phone, I recommend you get this one. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment down below. Mulos, bye.